Hey everybody, it's Greg Miliatis from StartMyConsultingBusiness.com, and today I'm going to reveal a technique that allowed me to get double-digit raises back when I was an employee, and that I've used to boost my consulting rate about 85% since I started my consulting business. So before I get into the details, though, I want to tell you that there's going to be a little trick to doing this technique correctly, and it can be a little bit dangerous too. And what I mean by that is it can be dangerous if you use it to get a raise at work, because what can happen is that you get a raise at work and then you get kind of comfortable with making more money at work, and then being comfortable sometimes allows you to stop taking action to create the kind of lifestyle that you really want. So just keep that in mind and keep taking action every day to create the kind of lifestyle that you really want. Okay, so about 10 or 12 years ago I had a job at a software company. It was a startup company, and the management at the company was a little bit lax about policies and procedures and giving raises and doing performance reviews, that kind of thing. So as a result, what would happen would be that most people wouldn't ask for a raise, or they would just feel underpaid and undervalued. So I got it into my head one time that I was going to ask for a raise. I'd been there for a while. So what I did is I talked to a couple of people, my wife and a couple of other people, and one of the people that I spoke with, she was older than me. She had a lot more experience than I did, and she was kind of hard-nosed, kind of brash, had sort of a some people found her kind of abrasive because she was very outspoken, but I always got along with her. In any case, she gave me two really good pieces of advice about asking for a raise and negotiating. The first piece was that when I go in there, instead of asking for just sort of the typical 5% raise, to go in there and ask for something big, like 40% or 50% or something like that. Because oftentimes the amount that you ask for is going to be negotiated down. So if you don't ask for what you want, you're not going to get it. If you don't ask, you don't get it. And then the second piece of advice that she gave me was, when you go in there to talk to your boss about your raise, give your salary number and what you think is fair, and don't blink. Now, that might sound easy, but it's not, because generally when we're talking about money, especially large amounts of money, it's something that's very uncomfortable for nearly all of us, even if you think that you're worth it and you know that you're justified with that amount. So to make a long story short, I ended up asking for a 40% raise and got a 23% raise. So that was pretty good. And I've used that don't blink technique in other times when I had jobs, and it's gotten me double-digit raises nearly every time. So the trick, though, to doing the don't blink technique is all in the delivery, how you say it. So essentially what it requires you to do is to do something that you're uncomfortable with without squirming or doing anything that's going to undermine you. Things like stuttering or saying or talking a lot after you give out your number. So the best way to do it is to be very matter-of-fact in your delivery. And the best way to learn how to do it is to practice with somebody else and have them give you feedback. Use that feedback to improve to the point in practice to the point where you're comfortable doing it, or at least that you look like you're comfortable doing it. So what does it look like in practice? I'll give you an example. So imagine I'm talking with a client and they say, well, can you tell me a little bit about your fee structure? I say, well, okay, my hourly rate is $175 an hour. I give her the first call for free if it's under an hour. After that, I charge by the quarter of an hour. I send out invoices on around the 1st and 15th of every month for time worked in the previous period. And then for larger projects, what I'll do is I'll do a detailed breakdown of the tasks involved so you can see exactly what's required for the project. So it's about like that, just very matter of fact, almost as if I'm telling you about what I had for lunch the other day. Just very matter of fact. So the thing that you'll want to do as you're practicing and learning how to do this, the don't blink technique, is you'll want to write out a little script for yourself. Now, it might just be bullet points, or you might want to write out the whole thing longhand, whatever, but you're not actually going to read the script word for word. What you're going to do is you're going to use it for practice. And after a while, after practicing it for a while, it'll be second nature to you. You're just going to rattle it off. It's not going to be a big deal. But you'll use the script initially to give yourself sort of a framework to use. So the don't blink technique is really great for boosting your rate and talking to clients about your rate, or for a large project or something like that. But it's also good for any other kind of negotiation or difficult conversation that you're going to have with a client, whether it's over the phone or in person. Essentially, it's your delivery that comes across as very matter-of-fact, confident, smooth, and just matter-of-fact. So as you practice, you're going to get more confident talking about money and and then you can transfer that confidence to other areas as well. So that's essentially the don't blink technique. but just remember to practice it before you use it with a client. You just want to be very comfortable using it before you actually have to use it with a client. So if you like this video, make sure to sign up for email updates, and thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.